Can't tell if we're going. We are live. Welcome back to 2 for 1 Joe, live every Monday at 9 a.m. That's not completely true because last week we did take a week off to recharge some batteries. But as promised, we did bring back the baby cast of podcast 2 for 1. So we have, it's a nice little baby. It's a smaller, shorter version. And it was for your favorite living vampire, Morbius. So go check out the Moon Knight reviews and, of course, the Morbius reviews, which becomes more of a multiverse discussion than anything, which is kind of the most interesting thing about Morbius anyway. Have you guys seen, real quick, have you guys seen Morbius yet?
No, I am a terrible, terrible fan.
No, it's understandable.
Yeah, over at Agents of Mace, I'm pretty sure we've all seen it, but we haven't recorded our official review for it yet. But yeah.
Can I get an unofficial review from you real quick, like a quick blurb? Like, how do you feel about it?
I didn't think it was that bad. A lot of people hated on it. It's really not that bad. It definitely fits in with like the Spider-Verse fairly well. I kind of went into it I just look for clues of like, how is this going to fit in with Blade potentially, or is this going to be more of a Spider-Man thing? The Blade thing was hard. There were a couple of moments in the film where they like really focused on the horror, and I wish they would do more of that.
100%.
But yeah, it's really it's all about those two extra moments, and it's just reverse engineering those to figure out like what's really going on.
Yeah, there's no way, unless Sony gives the rights to Marvel, there's no way he'll see Blade. Maybe in like a Secret Wars situation, but then why would you want to bring Morbius into that? I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm in for it, but I mean, there's things about it. Honestly, it's not that bad. It's not like just the worst thing ever. It's really not. But it is. It's not a good movie.
It's not good.
You can find things about it that you're like, oh, this is interesting, this is entertaining, and all that kind of stuff. But
now look,
Joel,
I'm about to say something blasphemous, all right? But you're talking about it's not a good movie. Well, I actually like the Ben Affleck Daredevil. Is it a good movie?
Hey,
absolutely not. But it was a lot of fun to watch.
Hey, I also love the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Yes,
have you seen?
You even love Green Lantern, sir, and I appreciate that because you give me a check every few months.
That's true. All your pennies, you probably assemble.
I'll have you know it's like $2.16.
That's all. Hey, that's fucking amazing. I mean, I think that's so cool. But I mean, Green Lantern is. Oh, I saw it 5 times in theaters. I saw it 5 times, not because I thought it was an amazing movie, just because. I really got in. My love for Green Lantern started like 6-7 months before the movie came out, and I was just obsessed with Green Lantern.
Sure.
And I worked at the movie theater, and there's a lot of things I liked about it, but it's not what I would have done. But
no, of course not.
Just typically
these are films I think just someone that just averagely goes to the movies and is not like huge into these characters and the stories and kind of picking them apart, they'll enjoy them for sure.
That's true. That's true. Let's get in the box office, and we'll touch back on Morbius in 1 second. So, over the weekend, boom, 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 where are we at? Okay. I didn't have time to actually pull this up. So, the top 3, number 1 was, of course, Fantastic Beasts, who pulled in $43 million in North America, which is not that great for that kind of movie.
Really not for a Harry Potter film.
We're still kind of in the pandemic era a little bit. We're kind of coming out of it, and it feels like you have to be like these just blockbuster hype as fuck movies to kind of get a good opening. I did see Fantastic Beast on Thursday night, and it does kind of feel like, I mean, I enjoyed it just because I liked being outside and I liked being at the movie theater. But I was just like, I can sit there and sit back and be like, okay, this movie, it really feels like the prequel should have been about just Dumbledore and not Newt and his friends, which I like them a lot, but it's the movie is so different than, I don't know what I was expecting, but the plot is just, I had no idea that this was going to be the movie, and it's interesting. So you go watch it if you like those movies. There is some fun things, but also it's it's interesting. You got to watch them.
I still haven't seen the second one.
They're micro, like, I don't know. I feel like one Harry Potter movie, you got so much more story and character arcs and everything than you do in any of these 3 combined. But anyway, it's another thing. Wow. What are you gonna say, Joe?
Here's my question: Did the lack of Johnny Depp hurt it?
No.
Oh,
If it was
snap.
if it was me, I would have. If I could go in a time machine, I'd recast Mads Mikkelsen as from the beginning. Nothing wrong with the acting thing that Johnny did, but I just prefer Mads as a bad guy, and I like Johnny Depp as an actor. Like I like Pirates of the
Sure.
Caribbean, that kind of stuff. But
But
I
Mads
think
is
he's just so good.
Yeah, he's
so
really
so
solid.
good.
He's just
And if
a
you
solid
see
actor.
like Hannibal or any of these other things, I mean,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so looking forward to him being in Indiana Jones 5. Like I am so
Mhm.
I
ready for
know.
that.
That's going to be so much fun.
God dang, it's gonna be so good. Okay, so number 2 come in. I believe it was Sonic the Hedgehog, which it
Yes.
with 30 million. That's only a 58% drop. It's really good for especially a movie like this. So it's racking up the money here. And I saw it last night actually. Um,
Hmm.
Late, I got home late, like 12 o'clock last night, watching it, and it is a good time. It is
I
fun.
know, right?
And
They're ridiculous.
if you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the game, you're going to be like smiles the entire time. And I was so happy with this movie. Like I liked the first one, but I mean, I liked it. I rewatched it last week. But this one, I was like, man, this thing is even. I was bragging about the cinematography last night. I was like, man, the
Yes.
cinematography is it's pretty good on this thing.
I feel like I'm
It was really
solo on
shocking.
an island that I'm like the one person that likes the first one over this one.
Really, you did. I mean,
Really?
like I can see
Yeah.
like it's a little more. It's not as ridiculous as the second one, right? I mean, but it's like
No.
it's like the perfect. The first one was like the perfect bridge to get us there, and I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah.
It
I don't
totally
know.
was.
Yeah, I mean Knuckles, and I love Tails in it, and the humor is really genuinely laughing. Like when that fish head
No.
rolls into the carpet, and he says
See, the
"run."
humor was just not. I don't know. I
Really?
just didn't
It just
get
didn't
it.
hit you?
The
I
humor
was
didn't hit for me,
wow.
and the story was just so predictable. It just kind of like, you know, just
Mm,
Yeah,
didn't. Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting. See,
it's okay.
I'm a huge Knuckles fan from the game. So as soon as Knuckles got in, I'm like, I'm good. We have
Oh
Knuckles. We
yeah,
have Tails. Let's watch.
and since we've all
Even
seen
though
it,
actually,
we got the Shadow tease at the end too, which I was like, "What? We're getting Shadow already?" So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I'm not a huge Sonic guy. Like I didn't play the games. I actually don't really like playing the games, but I respect the character. His
Sure. Yeah.
legacy. I respect the
Yep.
character.
well, they in the '90s they actually had a really amazing Sonic the Hedgehog TV show. There were two shows.
Yeah.
There was the
Yeah.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which was on
hmm
Fox, which is sort of slapstick and stuff like that. But then there was another one on ABC that was Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was all about the freedom fighters trying to fight against Dr. Robotnik, taken very seriously, and it was
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
I thought there
Yeah.
was one on like USA because I remember like part of my
Yes.
childhood was like one morning I'd get up. I'm pretty sure it was USA, and it was like this really dark, edgy Sonic show, and then it was the Mortal Kombat animated series.
Yes, they switched it over. At some
Mm.
point, it stopped from ABC and went to USA. So that's
Interesting.
exactly that one. But
Yeah.
it was a dark, gritty one. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked
I
it.
do know you can watch all these on Paramount Plus. And you're
Yeah.
also going to get a sponsored by Paramount Plus, and you're also going to get a Knuckles TV show with Idris Elba on Paramount Plus
Yep.
relatively soon, actually. So
Yep.
there's a little more news for you, everybody. Okay, so number 2, Morbius falls pretty damn hard at the box office. That's a 73.9% drop in its second weekend, which is the biggest drop for a Marvel property ever. I think it's like right below Fan Four Stick, or maybe not that. Maybe it's right below X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's one of the two, but it's a bad drop. And so the movie, it only cost I think like 70 million to make, maybe, but it's we probably will not be seeing a Morbius 2 anytime soon.
It's like Sonic just staked it in the heart, didn't it?
It's just like that. Yeah, a knuckle to the heart. So.
Hey,
Here we go. So
Luke's
one
no.
one thing is going to happen is I have a few things in here from the week before. Just because we didn't talk about them last week, and so we're kind of mixing last week's and the week before that news together. So one of the things is that Gore the God Butcher was finally revealed through some merchandise packing, which is like that is now the go to like scoop, right? Is finding the Lego sets or the toys or something like that and getting the packaging. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the comics or not, but you can get some Lady Thor here, some Savage Thor, some
Yep.
new Armor Thor. But then here we get let me get a little bigger here. Here we get Christian Bale as Gore the God Butcher.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he doesn't look like the comic books. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the comic books. How do you guys feel about this look? Does he look pretty menacing? I, of course, want the comic book because it looks... why not? He's a great-looking character, and I think he looks too much like Corvus, whatever his name is from Infinity War, the guy who did like the Doctor Strange magic for the Black Order. Like, he looks a lot like not this character, but the comic version of Gore looks like him. I'll show you the comic version in a second. But how do you guys feel about this? How do you guys feel about Christian Bale here as Gore the God Butcher?
I'm trying to find that image on my end so I can see a...
Yeah, I'll pull it up right
That
here.
link's not really working for me.
Here's what he looks like in the comics right here. Right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Look how sick he looks. I mean, he looks fucking mean as shit.
Yeah. Like, he's
I
supposed
think,
to...
why couldn't I get that? Like, I mean, that looks cooler. I mean, he looks kind of like Corvus, though, from Infinity War. I think it's Corvus.
Let's be honest, this is the same conversation we always have, even with Apocalypse. Why couldn't we get the Apocalypse from the comics?
It's
Right.
not Corvus. I was wrong. It's Squidward, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. His face looks more like it. Yeah. So he kind of has that similar, like, no nose. But I still think it's different enough where we could have had Gore from the comics.
Yeah. It's like they're
Personally.
going, like, all white versus, like, the comics is more of this white figure with, like, this black cloak over them.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I mean, I think here's the thing: they don't want to cover up Christian Bale's face, right? They want to.
Sure. Yeah.
They have
They
Christian
paid a
Bale.
lot of
They
money
want,
for that face.
yeah, but also, I mean, Josh Brolin had not prosthetics. He
Yeah.
had CGI, and like we knew it was Josh Brolin. No one was like unwise to that.
Yeah,
And
but
so I feel like,
look,
yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I mean,
Tell me more.
here's the thing, though, and this might be controversial, but I'm going to say it. Josh Brolin is not Christian Bale. All right? Like, just from the stuff I've seen with and all that, and I've seen Josh Brolin get arrested in a bar in Shreveport, all right?
Really,
It's a great story, but still. It's like,
we will hear on the show sometime.
I saw him work on W. I've seen Josh Brolin do a lot of stuff. He's a great actor. That being said, he's not nearly as pretentious as Christian Bale is. Christian Bale wants his face to be shown. He wants to show all of his little, I've lost so much weight for this role, but you're going to see my face.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a matter of like he requested this? Like he's like,
That's
"Whoa,
what I'm wondering.
probably.
Did they, did he
couldn't
look at
convince
what?
him?"
Yeah.
Really?
I'm wondering if it's kind of came to that as like he started doing research and he was kind of like, so this is great, but here are my requests.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so.
it could be that. I mean, look right here. It says, wielding a strange and terrifying weapon, Gore will let nothing stand in his way, right? And from the comics, we know that is the Necro Sword, which is the sword of Null, the symbiote god king, who basically births all the symbiotes, which is the Venom, which is Venom, Carnage, all those guys. One interesting thing, they did take some of this Gore's weapon here, Necro Sword, and they kind of gave it to Kate Blanchett's character, what's her name, Ella, in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch Ragnarok really bad lately. I think I'm going to have to before this new one comes out. Like,
Yeah,
really
definitely.
bad. And I feel like, and I think they even called it the Necro Sword in like the merchandise of Thor Ragnarok. So I wonder if they'll call it the same thing here. I don't quite know. But we do get Valkyrie, of course, King Valkyrie. She's called King Valkyrie. And then we get Thor, and this looks like his final suit, of course. And we get Ravager Thor, so kind of telling us like, hey, he's part of the Ravagers now with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is pretty cool. He's got some, he looks like a little bit of Star-Lord in there.
Right.
And of course the Mighty Thor. So yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it, but also where's the trailer at? I mean, it's April 18th, right? And it comes out in June, I believe, or maybe July.
Well, it'd probably drop with Doctor Strange too.
I mean,
Probably.
Because we're only weeks away from that.
do you guys have your tickets yet?
No,
I
don't
don't feel like there's the need to do that anymore here.
I don't think there is.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the question: do you watch movies typically by yourself or with one other person? Luke, I'm asking. I don't know.
It's generally, yeah. I mean, like these days, it's usually by myself or with one other person.
Well, when it comes to these kind of movies, I typically have like 8 to 10 people every time.
You got a posse. Okay.
I got a posse, yeah,
Steve,
and it's
I need
the
a
same,
posse.
it's the same group of people, and I made a fool's mistake, and I didn't get them Thursday night, and or the Wednesday they dropped actually, and now it's like everything is sold out, and it's just it's a fucking nightmare.
And I mean, it may just be based on location. Like, it just seems here where I'm at, it's just not as big a deal anymore.
You're in Conway, though, right? Yes. I mean, I'm looking at like everything, IMAX, the Rave, and I want to see it at the Rave. But anyway, I digress. I'll figure it out. Do what?
Batesville's not terrible to get into, but it's Batesville, so
that's true. Do they not? Do they do? I don't know anymore. Joel, do they do Thursday night screenings still for Batesville?
I don't know. They're new, so I mean, I haven't really done much since AMC left and this new one took over. It's the same people that own Cersei.
So. Really, I was there last weekend, and they it's called the Oak 7 VIP Cinema now. They changed it back to the Oak 7 again.
Well, that's the thing. It's the VIP is the company that took it over. It was still they were still calling it the Oaks, even like when AMC had it. It was the AMC Oak 7. So.
Oh wow. Okay. Gotcha. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I need to check it out. Yeah, it's my old stomping ground. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into the DCEU here. So the Flash. Apparently, a few rumors. Jeremy Irons is reported to return, which that feels kind of obvious, right? I mean, if Ben Affleck's going to be it, I can see Jeremy Irons being in there, being some type of springboard for conversation for Ben Affleck. I kind of suspect we might get some type of tie from like Ben Affleck to his parents or Ben Affleck to Michael Keaton. I would have preferred it for Ben Affleck to get a message from his father like he does in the comics. But I feel like it'll be from Michael Keaton's Batman, like, hey, don't let your life go down this road or something, which I think it's much more powerful if his dad does it, but whatever. But here's the big thing. Apparently, a lot of people, we talked about Ezra being arrested in Hawaii and all these other things, charges, all this kind of stuff. Apparently, the board was having some emergency meetings. They've, of course, said this wasn't happening, but it's just, it feels like they might be getting rid of Ezra a little bit. They even canceled his prequel comic that was supposed to drop before the movie that was going to have Ben Affleck's Batman in it. And I think this is a good sign. Like, I'm actually happy about this. Like, I'm like, canceling. Do you guys think they might reshoot the end of the movie wherever he comes back and he's a new actor now? Do you think it's possible? Because we have a whole year now before the movie comes out. A whole year.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if they could do a lot of different things here.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
What do you think, Joel? Do you think do you think Ezra's out of the picture here? I mean, like, he doesn't. Well,
I think Ezra is being Ezra right now, but the rumor I'm continually hearing, and I've seen it on sort of the main sources and all that Warner Brothers Films is actually in contact with Grant Gustafson right now. Or what is it, Grant Gustin?
Yeah, it's Grant. I just don't. I know that. I mean, he was trending on Twitter last week because of this. Everyone's like, "Hey, get Grant on."
Yeah, but it wasn't just Twitter. I actually saw some sources that he has been in conversations. So
I just don't see it. I mean, like, yes, Ezra was on the Flash in the Crisis episode, right? Which is, I mean, that was a mind blowing thing for me. It's all connected. It's all connected. Like, I love that kind of stuff. But,
which they did that because they were trying to get to the multiverse before everybody else.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Like it matters, right, on the CW.
So
hey, I like this. I like them, but I'm saying like it matters to the mainstream audience that who gets there first is what I'm saying. So like, who cares? Like, no one knows about that besides us. So, but what I'm saying is, like, Grant, this is his 9th season coming up. We've had even Jess Carson, one of the writers on the show, talking about her being on it, writing. And I just don't see it. Like, he's getting a little older now. I mean, he's not old at all. He's in great shape still, and I think he's a fantastic Barry Allen. I think he's great. But I think
it's a little unfair though, dude. I mean, let's think about this a second. How long was freaking Hugh Jackman Wolverine?
Right.
About 14 years. That's the answer, actually.
And he started later than Grant Gustafson has started.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but what are they going to do? You think? I mean, I do think Grant might come in and be like, I mean, they're not going to have Iris, like, they're not going to have the regular crew, Cisco, Caitlin, all those guys from the Flash.
Of course not. No, they're not.
And so, like, what are the, and like, I guess, I mean, obviously, it could just be a different version of the Flash, of course, but just have Grant Gustin's face. But he's going to have to start over again. And also, a big thing too is, I don't know. I just don't see it. It's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling.
Like I said, this is all rumor and speculation. I'm hearing.
Yeah, I
just hear that he has been in conversations.
He's not like I don't want. I feel bad saying this. I love Grant Gustin as the Flash, but he's not like a movie Flash. Makes sense what I'm saying? Neither was Ezra, in my opinion. Ezra was just not. I just don't like Ezra as the Flash. Period. He's like whatever.
Yeah.
But Grant Gustin is not like. I can't look at him and be like, oh, that guy. He's the movie version of the Flash. I can't. I just can't see it. He feels like the CW version of the Flash.
It's tough, but you know,
how pretentious can you be? No, I'm kidding.
But really, it's like, you know, I'm not looked into articles related to Grant to see like, you know, is he 100% committed to this character? Is he going to play the Flash as long as possible, or is he at the stage? I mean, 9 seasons. That's a lot of your life.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Well, this is reported to be the last season. Like, a shorter episode count. It's the
Gotcha.
like it's the end. I mean, how many speedsters can he fight? I mean, it's
right.
crazy.
That's true.
It is crazy. How many? Like,
I don't understand. If that's the case, like, why not go all out? If this has been such a big part of your life, like, get into the movies. Like, do this for the fans. Like, make it special. Yeah. Like,
I mean, I think the workload would be significantly less for him because it's only a 2-hour movie. I think that he would make probably more money in, you know, the one movie that he probably did at least half or a whole season of The Flash. I mean, the benefits are like the up here for him. Like, there's no, I don't think there's a downside to it.
He can also take this character to a different location too. So I mean,
yeah, I just don't see it happening. I don't know.
Sure.
I just don't.
I think it's, you know, I'm viewing like he may go into this like, if we're doing this kind of multiverse-esque thing still, let me just be the version of the Flash that's going to find your version, like the movie version.
Could be.
I think there's a strong possibility that since Ezra played in The Flash, then Grant will play. We'll have a scene or an image or something of you know, in this new one. I could definitely see that. It's a total possibility. I would like to think that the Flash movie, we're going to see, you know, like maybe image of Christopher Reeve, image of all these other people, like in the multiverse. But also, I just get the impression that they're kind of putting all their eggs in like Sasha. I can't think of her name, but Supergirl. We're putting in Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton. Like, it's not going to be as big as I think I want it to be. Unlike even Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. I'm really hoping I'm wrong. But I don't even know if that's going to be as big as I want it to be in terms of like this. I want to open up a door, like a closet, and I want just references and images just like basically cradle me to the ground. That's what I want to happen. But I don't know if that will happen. You know, my expectations are kind of too big almost for this.
Right.
For both of them.
Well, I mean, we are living in a post No Way Home world, so
Marvel is, DC's not. DC is still. Well, we'll get to it in about 2 seconds here in a minute. So DC might be starting over. So here's our first image look at Michael Keaton as the Flash. Apparently this is real. It's hard to tell, but you can. A few things here. I don't know if this is real or not. First of all, but it's been making the rounds pretty hard. It obviously it's Michael Keaton as Batman. It looks like a newer image. It don't look like an old image taken from something. His suit looks relatively the same. He looks a little more streamlined. The thing is, I'm pretty sure in the set photos when we had the Michael Keaton stunt double that he had the more classic Batman Returns kind of big ab chest plate. And we don't really see it. We see it kind of more of a Christian Bale Dark Knight kind of ab situation happening right here. And so it might be not the right thing. But if this is an image from the movie, welcome back, Michael Keaton, because I'm very happy about that. Because I mean, I love.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's like who is going to the Flash to watch the fucking Flash at this point? Nobody.
Not me.
They have to be going to see Michael Keaton as Batman. They have to be. Like, I mean, I'm so excited about there being a Flash movie. I'm just not excited that Ezra's in it, and But they got Michael Keaton in there, and I'm like, I mean, I was going to be there. I mean, hell, I bought Morbius on Steelbook already. I already bought it. I just shit on the movie 5 minutes ago. But, you know, I
You're a
would
true
definitely.
supporter of the cause.
I am. That's what it is. I'm a slut for the superhero stuff. So in a minute we'll get to. I don't have it on here. Okay, well hell, let's do it right now. So big topic of the week, of course, is DCU is facing a potential reboot. I believe I can't remember who it is, but Warner Brothers and Discovery is combining, which is a little irritating because there's a possibility that we're going to get a whole new streaming service. I wish they would just add Discovery onto HBO Max somewhere because I think HBO Max is pretty great. And
it's a pretty solid streaming service.
They've already done all the legwork. It looks good. It rolls off the tongue. It's HBO. It feels premium. But I feel like we might get a whole new streaming service, and we have to log in a whole new thing and new subscription, all this bullshit, which is going to be frustrating. Which is a very minor thing, but I just like what I like, boys. So,
yeah.
Big thing here is, though, like, apparently they're looking for a Kevin Feige type to take over the new DC universe.
That's what they need.
Also, I'm sitting right here, Warner Brothers and Discovery. If you ever need to call anyone, I'm right here.
He's right here.
I have already emailed my resume application.
Yep. I've got over 1,000 comic books. I do a weekly news show on this stuff. So
you guys just hire me for something, okay? That's all I care, right? You guys get hired. You can hire me for something. We're good.
It works. Trickle down effect. That's how it always works. Yeah. You can shepherd.
Thanks, Reaganomics.
You can shepherd. Yeah, you can shepherd the new Green Lantern movie, Joe. But
I also want the real Cap Marvel. Just saying.
Okay. You don't like Shazam? You don't like Shazam? You just don't like the name.
His name? No. His name is Captain Marvel. I don't care what Marvel did. He is Captain Marvel, and he's the only one that can take out Superman besides Batman.
I understand, but I do like the movie Shazam. So
of course,
they're looking for a Kevin Feige figure, and which good luck because Kevin Feige was involved in Marvel for like 8 years before Marvel Studios happened. He was kind of in the background between like Spider-Man and X-Men and all these other things. He even apprenticed, I think, under Richard Donner at one point. Which is, Richard Donner, of course, made Superman. Then, of course, his wife, Lauren come in and she produced the X-Men movies with Richard, actually. And so Kevin Feige had a lot of build-up, and he got to watch all the things that was going good and going bad throughout these Fox, Sony, 90s Marvel period, right? Before the golden times, before the happy times. And which, I mean, I still love that period personally. But
yeah, me too.
So that Kevin Feige is kind of an anomaly, right? Like, he's someone who's been in the business for a while. He's been involved in this for a while, and he had creative control. Like, I feel like everyone kind of says, hey, Kevin Feige's the one that's really shepherding all this stuff. And of course, there's the directors, and he's handpicking these people. But it's Kevin Feige's vision. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it's going. They all look uniform. DC took a different approach, right? Warner Brothers has always been a filmmaker studio. At least they've always claimed to be, and I think that's true, though. And so they've tried to give filmmakers more power, right? Like, they've given them, like, hey, here's their version. What that does, though, is it makes things a little not interconnected as much. You have a Zack Snyder movie, you're getting a Zack Snyder movie, right? And then you have David Sandberg, which kind of feels more like Marvel, but it's different, right? And then you have James Wan coming in, making Aquaman. It's batshit crazy, right? And none of these things feel cohesive or go together. And it feels like they want someone to kind of come in and do that. But my question to you boys is, are we getting a hard reboot? I know the Flash was kind of supposed to be this, but now this Warner Brothers Discovery merger is kind of shaking things up even more. Like, are we going to get a whole new reboot? Like, what's the thing here? What's the vibe you guys are getting? And apparently also Superman is supposed to be a big part of this new direction. And I couldn't be more happier about that. But anyway, I wanted to hear from Luke first. Luke, what's your thoughts on the Warner Brothers potentially rebooting the DC universe?
Yeah, this is the common thread that I've always kind of brought up a lot when this subject matter comes. It's like a leadership thing. Like, they need a good leader or team of leaders to move things in a good direction. I guess the question becomes, like, are they going to completely clone like what Marvel did, and we're just basically going to be seeing a cloned version of that only as a DC? Possibly. Should they do that? Not really. I mean, if they can keep their own voice there and make it super unique,
I'm sorry,
Let's
Luke.
stick with
We
the.
have breaking news. The Thor: Love and Thunder trailer has dropped. The teaser has dropped.
Done.
The teaser has dropped. Do you guys want to watch it on here and then see if we'll get knocked off YouTube or not? We can watch it.
Why not?
I'm sure. Let's do this.
Let's do it. I'm sorry, Luke. We will get back to your DC
No.
shenanigans in a second.
No. Yeah,
I feel like
of
this
course.
is important though.
Breaking news! Live!
Breaking news. I hope you guys can hear this.
We're about to find out.
That's true. Can you guys hear that at all?
I can't hear anything. Is there any way you can make that take over to be full screen on our grid?
I think there is. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everyone, 241 July, this is important shit we got to do here. So let's see here. I think I can add a new scene.
Oh, Philip.
Yeah, Philip sent it to me actually. He was like,
Philip.
"Hey, interesting. This is my phone. Interesting. I guess it went to my phone."
Philip, if you're watching, I do need to have a chat with you.
Yeah, I think he just. I don't know if he's watching the show or if he just saw it or what.
Gotcha. Well, Philip, I'm going to reach out to you today.
I feel like we should leave the air and then come back, but I don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
How do we do that? Oh, wait. I know how we do this.
See, I don't know if like one of us needs to share our screens and do it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't
one of us need to do that.
I don't know. I need to see. This is uncharted territory, boys.
Yeah, we have not tested that feature.
We have not tested this feature. I know. I have a trailer reaction thing here, but I believe I just do not know. Let's see. Everyone, bear with us. I don't give a fuck. Okay. I want to see what happens.
We're doing this for you, okay?
This is for your benefit.
Do you want me to try the share screen real fast to see if that
Yeah,
helps?
if you can. Hey, if you can do it, do
Go
it.
for it, yeah.
If you have the ability, yeah. I don't even. I have like 8 different tabs on this thing. Like there's a lot of information on my end of it. Go for it.
Chrome tab. Share.
Ooh.
Y'all hear it?
I can assign. I do hear it. Yeah.
I hear audio. I don't need to see
These hands who I once used for battle.
Do you see it? Wait one
I don't
second.
Now
see
they're but
anything,
humble
no.
tools for peace.
Turn it off real quick.
I can't see it?
No, I can't see
I don't
it. One
see-
sec. I think I know how to do this though.
Holy smokes. What? I'm already excited. I just saw a little image.
I think I know how to do this. 1 second, boys. Okay,
All
so
right.
I can.
Here we go.
And then I can. So that is. Luke, or you went away, Joel. What happened? Did you unshare it?
Yeah, you want me to put it back on?
Yeah,
I can try this as well.
Yeah, you try it too, Luke. Give me some help here.
Chrome tab.
Did y'all see anything?
What's with Pip? I don't know what this means. I do see that.
There's you.
Oh, I can erase Joel. That's what. Okay, that helps a little bit. 1, 2, 3,
Is
4.
the top corner what I'm sharing?
No, that's what Joel was sharing. I erased Joel for a second.
Okay. I shared
fault.
the tab that has the video if we can see it, or I can stop sharing. Just let me
No,
know.
you're good. 1 second. Okay, I figured this out now. So let's do. Joel, you still here? Oh, I'm changing all kinds of stuff.
Green
We
light.
have him back, and now we have Joel back. We're gonna get this shit figured out for next time this kind of thing happens. Hey, look at that. And now Luke's gone. There we go. Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Is that what I'm sharing?
I don't know.
In the bottom corner?
Someone hit play. I think it is. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's me. All right. Can y'all hear it?
Cool. Yep, I can hear it. Let's go.
All right. I'm going to start it over.
These hands were once used for battle. Now they're but humble tools for peace. I need to figure out exactly who I am. I want to choose my own path. Live in the moment. My superheroing days are over.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories where everything was as fresh as the bright blue sky.
Remember what I told you? You ever feel lost? Just look into the eyes of the people that you love. Not me.
What? Just listening.
Sweet child of mine. Ooh, yeah.
Wow, what a tease. What a tease. What a tease, boys. Mm-mm-mm. What do you guys think? What's our reaction here?
I kind of like that they're keeping...
Joel, you are not talking. You are deaf. What happened to your voice?
Wait. There's a... We got a loop going.
We have a loop going. What do you mean? What do you mean, loop?
Meaning I'm hearing old audio.
Really? Are you still on? I can hear you fine. But you hear other things than me,
Test,
right?
test.
Here, let me unassign you
I think
guys.
that's better. I think I fixed it. The screen the tab that I was sharing, I clicked
That's
stop
what I was wondering.
sharing.
That's what I was wondering.
But there was still something going on.
But Joel is still unhearable.
Yeah. I can't hear you, Joel.
Joel, hey Joel, I'm gonna knock you off. Hit the link and come back on. Okay. He heard that. Okay. Come back on, Joel. No, that's awesome. I'm glad we got to watch that. It was a little tiny on my screen, but it was still there. He is, Joel Williams. Everybody. Joel,
I'm back, baby.
there you go. That's my boy.
There we go.
All right, talk about Thor: Love and Thunder real quick, everybody. First of all, it's definitely a tease. Definitely a tease. And I love seeing, Mighty Thor there. I love seeing, of course, the Guardians. We have some good music that kind of, obviously it's kind of hitting more of the Ragnarok kind of feel we had, and even some of the Guardians kind of feel.
Yeah.
Man, it's definitely a tease. We didn't get Gore at all. No Christian Bale at all. We just kind of talking about him. No Gore.
Nope.
Which it feels like it's they want to show us a very happy, go lucky kind of trailer,
Before everything just goes.
He's been working out. He lost the weight.
I guess so.
He's trying to be the better him.
So. I know. It's pretty wild though. What's you guys' hopes and dreams? What's your favorite thing you saw the trailer?
Zeus.
It's Zeus, yeah.
It's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Yeah. Seems like that we're getting this version of Thor where he's trying to, basically he's trying to figure himself out. It seems like he's going to just copy Star-Lord and just try to be just like him.
Oh yeah, which is weird.
I'm wondering
What's going on?
which is he felt like he was, the alpha, trying to be the alpha more in
Yeah.
in game, right? But it feels like now he's trying
Yeah.
to be part of the crew, find his place back
Right.
in the universe, because his whole family's been gone, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of course, I think that does kind of lend to Mighty Thor, which is Jane Foster's character. It lends her to kind of come up and, hey, here's somebody who has a similar power set to him. He's already had a connection with, and he can find that. I do think that Jane will probably have cancer. I don't 100% know that, but I suspect she will. I don't know if you know this, Luke, from the comics. She has cancer. She's dying, and she gets the power of Thor, and it basically turns her from like on deathbed to Thor. And when she reverts back, she's dying again. So it's
That's the actual story.
that's the story. Yeah,
Man, Marvel likes that angle, don't they? They did that with Venom too.
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know if
They'll go
Sony
that
will
route.
fit it. I don't know if they go that route, but I think that's a hugely powerful thing they could do. They end up
No,
retconning
it's
it.
a really good. It's a really
Yeah.
good, tool.
It would be, especially with her.
It
'cause
almost
she's dying.
the setup makes it almost seem like a surprise. Is she a villain? Like I couldn't get the vibe going on there. It's how they edited it. Like
No,
Yeah.
I mean
What could be going
obviously
on there?
she's not, but like I think it was just
Yeah.
more of like a look how badass that looked. She looked pretty good. I mean, again,
Yeah.
I'm watching it on a tiny little thing here, but it looked pretty good.
yeah.
I'm excited about it. We'll see what happens. Let's go back to you're talking about the DC. What's your thoughts, real quick, on the DC universe? We have 20 minutes. We can go like maybe 5 or 10 over, but what's your thoughts on the DC universe being rebooted? Also, fuck DC. Let's talk about Thor. But I'm kidding. Let's talk about DC. Go ahead. Tell me your thoughts
Sir.
on rebooting the universe.
And you just want to go back to me?
Yeah,
man.
Or,
You didn't finish your thought. I interrupted.
Long story short, I'm all for them doing it. I want them to see a good group of leaders to kind of take ownership of this and keep it on.
Right.
Just as long as they find their own voice. I really don't want a direct clone of Marvel. Don't just
No.
don't make it have that feeling of like, well, this is a Marvel movie, but it's DC. Like, be DC. Stick with that voice, stick with the vision, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah,
That's-
DC
yeah,
is most
that's
definitely
good.
not Marvel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the main thing about that. I'll copy you on that. I think the problem before is they've kind of been smart about a couple of things they've done in the past, especially with the Snyderverse. Not Zack Snyder, but they had, Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns was there. He was talking with them. He was trying to actually guide them. This is the story path we go in with DC Comics and all that. They just didn't listen to him. So I think the trick is now you have to get yourself a Jeff Johns. You have to get yourself some of a deep DC comic writer that can be there and say, look, this is our formula. This is what makes DC DC. So let's follow that.
They did get Jeff Johns, and he has been the
They
guy.
didn't listen to him.
Well, did you watch Wonder Woman 84? Because it feels like he had his shot there, and he did a big old foul ball or something. I don't know, but some sports reference. But he did. That was not Wonder Woman 84.
Let's be honest.
There's things I like about it, but man, that movie has got some problems. Some big.
It
Problems.
does have some problems, but I don't think that's so much. That's not his problem. That's not exactly his fault.
He's a co-writer, and he was
everything-
also the head of the studio at the time.
Well, yeah, but everything I've heard though is like Warner Brothers' biggest problem with the superhero movies is their board constantly puts their hands in everything, and it tends to make very major decisions, which kind of throws it all apart.
Maybe. But again, we got to remember they're also a studio-driven film. Like, I think that they probably have less to do. I mean, look at the Batman. Look at the Joker. They probably have less to do than someone like Kevin Feige. But the problem is that they don't have a unified vision here, and also.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if they'll do a hard reboot. It's kind of a big question here. I think that we might get some layovers like Wonder Woman 83, or not 83, Wonder Woman with Wonder Woman 3 with Patty Jenkins again. Even though the last one didn't do super great, it did do good on HBO Max for them because obviously it was HBO Max day in, day out, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. We have the Batman. I mean, it just crossed $750 million yesterday worldwide, which is pretty solid for that kind of movie. It's on HBO Max today, actually. If you
Right
wanna go
now.
watch it
Yeah,
at your
actually,
home
it's there.
today.
I watched a little bit earlier, and I got to tell you this: it runs a little bit better on the screen because it's a little bit brighter now, so that's nice.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I watched just the final act of Spider-Man: No Way Home last week on my TV, and I was like, man, this looks better than it did in theaters because like it's 4K, it's it's a little tighter, and I was like, holy crap, this looks amazing. It's a great 4K transfer. Yeah, I don't know, boys. I mean, like, do you think we'll get Henry Cavill back as Superman, or we're gonna go hardcore? We're recasting. What do you guys think? I know they also reported that the Black Superman script is almost done, so I don't really know the stage of that either. But what do you guys think? Henry Cavill's back? No.
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of a crapshoot. Like they change
I don't know
hands every 2 years. Yeah.
I don't really. Yeah, and it's like trying to figure out what does Henry Cavill really want to do. Like I know he's like clearly been invested in like The Witcher, and he's got like the whole like being a part of like the Enola Holmes. I don't know how many films they're going to do in that, but he's coming back to be Sherlock. Does he want to keep being Superman?
Well, he keeps saying the cape's in the closet, so he keeps saying that, which means to me like if he didn't want to beat it anymore, he would say simply, "Hey guys, like that was a good period of my life, and like I'm ready to move on from other stuff." But he's not saying that. He keeps saying the cape's in the closet. I'm ready when they call me. It's very possible he's in Shazam. It's possible he's in Black Adam. It's possible he's in The Flash, even though we're getting reports about The Flash that he's basically going to be kicked out of the universe and Supergirl will replace him, which I think is just fucking bonkers. Like, who makes these fucking decisions? I just don't understand. It blows my mind. I don't know. Let's talk about something else. Marvel's much more fun to talk about. Doctor Strange.
What?
Cool things real quick. I like talking about DC. Don't get me wrong. I think DC's better almost every way except for the movies.
It's just bumming you out right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it does. It bums me out. Again, I want to fucking buy everything because that's who I am.
Yep.
So no one will see the full film of Doctor Strange until May 2nd, which is 3 days before the movie drops. Like Star Wars and Endgame, to avoid spoilers, which means they probably might show the first 40 minutes to early people. That's it, though, the first 40 minutes. I think they did this with Spider-Man also, don't quote me. And then reactions will follow the premiere, and then, of course, reviews will drop the next morning. So they are playing this one tight to the chest, which I'm all about. Do it for me. Again, it's what scares me because I was watching a movie last night, Sonic 2, and I was like, man, we got to figure out these tickets, talking to my buddy Matt. And he was like, oh, we can just watch it like the next Monday or something. And I want to be like, what? Like, I have to wait like 5 days to watch this movie? Like, I can't go off the internet that long. Like, I'm going to have people texting me. It's like, I have 2-for-1 Joe Monday morning. Like, I mean, this is my career, basically.
I'm in such a different world than you.
I know, but I can't. I don't want to. Do I want to know what's happening in the movie? Of course. But I don't want to know at the same time. Like, I want to go in there and I want to be like, Tom Cruise, Iron Man. I want my head to explode.
Yeah, you want to be totally surprised by everything.
Yeah, I want the people behind me to have to clean up Donovan off them. That's what I want to happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want. But
what happened? I sat behind Donovan. It was terrible.
Yeah, get the damage control crew in there. But anyway, that tells me that this movie, like we talked about earlier, I want it to be big, but that tells me this movie is going to be big. Like, it's going to have, when this movie drops, there's going to be those memes. It's like, hey, here's spoilers without spoiling things. Like, we have Squidward, we have Bubbles or whatever, but it's things from the movie. It's going to be that level of changing and like in the zeitgeist on social media. I hope. You guys agree or no? Or...
I'm ready. That's all I know.
Okay, 2 weeks out, boys.
This is definitely smart because, like, I'm sure the closer we get here, there's gonna be those people like, I've already seen it, and like, blah 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 blah, and it's just like, but did you? And then it's just like, it just makes internet toxic, and
yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
That's the age we live in, man.
It's gonna be a difficult time, Joel. I don't know how you do it, man. Like, I mean, you just don't care about the spoilers. I just don't know. Like, I want to go in. I want to be like just.
Yes.
I'll just be taken to another world and like surprised and I don't know.
And I agree with that. And when I was your age and when I was in a different station of my life, I want to be that guy. I want to be the one. I want to be there opening night. Look, I got tickets to 2 days before in advance. Let's go see it. I want to be the guy that sees it first to totally immerse myself in that. But I'm just at a stage in my life where that's not really the option right now, with my kid and other stuff like that. So, I mean,
I understand.
I just go because I love these things. And if I can avoid hearing too much about it, because and strangely enough, I only know a couple of things about Spider-Man No Way Home, not even some of the bigger stuff. I've totally dodged that. I've only seen a couple of clips here and there of things, but I'm still waiting for my chance to finally rent and watch it.
So it's okay. I guess I blocked this out of my brain. So I told you 2 weeks ago to watch Spider-Man No Way Home. Granted, I didn't watch Werewolves. I didn't watch Werewolves Within. Granted, but now
that's fine.
Okay.
I haven't been able to do it yet. I just haven't been able to do it.
Okay, well, I'm going to watch Werewolves Within, and if you don't watch Spider-Man No Way Home, I'm going to give you shit every time we see each other. I'm just saying. First, and also, I'm going to take you to the movies, Joe. We're going to do a Thursday night premiere screening at some point. Where either I'm coming to you or you're going to come to me, and we're going to all three of us. I don't care. And we'll
tell Alicia I've got a date with Donovan. All right.
Hey, I'll wine and dine you, baby. It'll be fun. Okay. Ironheart finds its directors in Sam Bailey and Angela Barnes. They have been listed to direct at least one episode apiece, and Ryan Coogler is, of course, executive producing the show. These two directors have done things like Brown Girls, Dear White People, and even Mythic Quest, which I love. I haven't seen the other two, but I love Mythic Quest.
Dear White People's good.
Is it good? Okay, I hear it's good.
It's
really good. I put Dear Why People, not white people.
No, it's white people.
There we go. We're white people, and I really think we're going to get Ironheart in Black Panther with Wakanda Forever, and she'll probably be somewhat either through the Wakanda outreach programs, like looking for intelligent people, and we'll probably find her, something like that. There's not a whole lot to talk about here. I just want to kind of say, hey, we're getting closer and closer. We got directors. We'll probably
love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it'll be getting closer. So, Batman on Blu-ray comes out May 24th. I've already got my Steelbook pre-ordered. Again, on HBO Max today. And this is a link here to some Steelbooks.
Part of it.
I know. I might watch it tonight. We'll see what happens. So, new Star Wars show. Apparently, it's rumored to be Tales of the Jedi. We might get more info on May 27th around close to Star Wars Day. Of course, we're getting Obi-Wan Kenobi on that day as well. Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order, which I really enjoyed, is rumored to be involved, played by Cameron Monaghan. Or it could be the Dark Horse comic Legends of the Old Republic, Tales of the Jedi. Question real quick to you guys, we're kind of going fast here. Have you guys played Jedi Fallen Order, or do you know what it is at all?
Oh, come on, man.
Played it
4 times.
Okay.
This one with the shameless actor?
Yes, Cameron Monaghan.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't. I want to, but it's so difficult just
because of his role in that, or what?
I mean, it's just so bizarre. It's just so bizarre.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
You're so used to him in Shameless, it's hard for you to see him in something else.
Yeah, this actor, I've not really seen him much within I've not finished Gotham, so I've not seen him within the TV series Gotham, but I went on this big binge of watching Shameless, and then this game came out, and when I saw it, I was just can't do it. This is just so weird.
I actually didn't mind his Joker so much. I haven't seen all of Gotham. I've seen the first 4 episodes of Gotham, and I had to stop because there was a balloon villain, and he was tying balloons to people. This is episode 3, and the guy had a balloon, and he went up in the air, and they were their big mystery or something was hey, what'd they say?
Yeah, they went to Batman 66.
Is he going to come down, or how will we get him down, or where's the bodies, or something like this? And I was just Jesus Christ, I'm out. I watch everything, but I can't do this anymore. But Cameron Monaghan, he in Fallen Order. If you play the game, Luke, if you ever get a chance,
I want to. I'll play it eventually.
The game is actually kind of it's a little bbit of Soulsy, where you kind of have to I don't play these games really, but when you die, you lose all your not lose your stuff, but you kind of you lose your health that you had. You have to go kill the enemy to go get your health back. So it's kind of a weird kind of thing, but it has some Uncharted elements to it. Got some good Star Wars.
I love it. Yeah, it's such a
good mythology. I really like the character of Cal Kestis. He was just at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge to kind of promote his lightsaber you can build down there. And so it feels like they might be bringing, and it's perfect because he looks it's just his face model, right? Which is the best thing to do. So I'm hoping we get something with him in a Star Wars live action show. I think it'd be super cool. Here's a cool little thing. Josh Brolin was kind of talking, I think because of his show that you mentioned, Luke, but he was almost cast as Batman for BBS. Yeah. Outer Range, yes. Here's what he said about it. There's more to it. This is the kind of tail end of it. Again, that was before Deadpool 2. It would have been the older, more raspy, for lack of a better word. Honestly, that would have been a fun deal. Maybe I'll do it one day when I'm 80. Yes, Josh Brolin. Come back and be the Batman for me anytime you want to. You could be 150. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
I think him.
That's gonna be Batman Beyond right there.
God, I love it. Him and
Yep.
John.
I mean,
Hamm
that's
would
what I
be
was about to
incredible.
say. Is like I will start writing a Batman Beyond film and cast Josh
Done.
Brolin when he's 80.
God, can you imagine?
And bring him
Can
in.
you imagine?
He was questioned this. I watched his episode of Hot Ones before Outer Range premiered, and he was questioned about this on the show. Yeah,
I've got to watch. I love Hot Ones. I've
It
got to
was.
watch that. Okay, well, I'm excited for it. Like, I complete do that. I don't know. I mean, granted, I think Ben Affleck was. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. Actually, I'm excited we're getting him again in the Flash. But like, just thinking about Josh Brolin as the Batman. Oh my God! It's like I don't know. It's almost sexual how much I love it. Okay, so Jurassic World Dominion trailer. You guys watch the Jurassic World trailer?
Yes, yes,
so
it did.
I saw your note on this, and then I kept scratching my head of like, did something else drop? Because I did searches last night because I've seen like the big trailer, but it seemed like there's maybe one or two little smaller trailers that are they
Last
the final
night there
ones? I
was,
don't know.
or last week there was a. I think it's like a minute. No, it's a long trailer. It's a full blown. It has all the original cast back in it: Sam Neill, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern.
Yeah, it was
And
only like a minute long though. I wouldn't call it like.
I would call it a trailer, Luke. I would. I mean,
It's a teaser.
It's got. It's not. I mean, it's whatever. It's got like.
I don't know.
It's got all of them in it, and that's,
It was
I
fun.
watched
That's
it.
what it
whatever.
was.
You guys, whatever. I'm moving on. If you haven't watched the
No,
that
no,
trailer,
I watched it. I watched it.
It was fun, dude. I mean,
I'm all
what
for
are you
it.
getting upset about?
I'm more
It's-
excited the length time on this film.
Yeah.
How long is it again? I forgot.
This is going to be the longest Jurassic
Really.
film. It's like a little over 2.5 hours.
I just realized we're getting two
They
Chris
pushed up
Pratt
to
movies
that.
this year. His two
Yep.
big he's a Marvel franchise, yeah. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say Guardians, but
Right.
it's Thor technically.
That's Marvel.
Yes, it is Marvel
It's
technically.
Thor.
No. Sorry. I didn't mean for us to go down
It is
that
the
route.
word.
I was just
No,
like,
it's okay. I just you
which
hurt my
one are we talking
feelings,
about?
Luke.
But no,
You hurt my. No, I'm just kidding.
So sorry.
That's-
No, I'm all
dude,
I
for
called
it.
him
I'm
pretentious,
invested.
and you hurt his feelings. That's all I'm saying.
It's okay. It's okay. I get
I
people not watching Spider-Man in this corner, and I got people telling me this in a trailer in this corner. I can't work under these conditions, guys.
I've grown up with this. I'm invested. I am excited. I'm all for it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Well, me too. I mean, I mean, of course, they always want to make everything. This been building to this for 20. We've had this planned for 30 years, and that's how they market it, right? Like we've been building up to this thing for 30 years.
Yeah,
And
today's letter is C, which stands for continuity.
exactly there you go. And I'm excited for it. I love Jurassic Park. Obviously, I think it's a big part of almost everyone's lives if you watch movies at all. So I'm pretty in for this. And seeing the original trilogy back, or the original trio back, that's the first time it's ever happened since the first movie. Like
Yeah.
all together on
Yeah,
the same
it was so
screen.
fun.
So it's almost like what Star Wars should have done. So Mando season 3. It is not coming out this summer. Actually, Esposito had mentioned in a report, like, yeah, I think it's coming out at the end of summer. Of course, the internet went wild, and now we've got from Stephen Weintraub, who was talking to Collider. He said season 3 will arrive at the end of the year, will not be streaming this summer. So you've heard it here first, or 15th, or whatever. It will probably happen in the fall, like Mando season 3 typically has. And I kind of suspected. When I first heard that, I was like, man, maybe Mando will come out this summer, and then Ahsoka will come out in the fall, and kind of have like this rotating thing that they're doing with Marvel. But maybe Ahsoka's not as complete as we think.
Do you think it would be? It just feels like this is like a Christmas thing. Star Wars just always kind of airs around Christmas time. I could just see this being very end of the year.
You get Christmas and May the 4th, man. That's your two times where you have those.
But we also have Andor though. Like, where's that? Like, that thing has been shooting since season 2 or before season 2 of Mando, I think. So and we've had Boba Fett between them. So I don't know what's going on there. But I'm excited.
We had
It's
a
Mando.
Boba Fett? I thought that was Mando season 3. No? Oh, I'm wrong.
It was Mando season 2.5 is what it was.
2.5, yeah.
That's what it was. It really was.
And it was still good. Loved it.
Joel, I'm going to refer to you on this one. I mean, I remember the Wonder Twins, of course.
Heck yeah, man.
I know that, they got a shapeshifter, form of. bucket in shape of water,
Right.
whatever. Right, you know?
It was weird, like, because you had the male twin. I can't remember the names. You can tell me the names in a second. But there was the girl and the boy, and she would always turn into some kind of animal or things like that, and he was always something elemental. But this all comes back from the Super Friends, and they kind of put them back in different areas. They pop up every now in the comic books, which they're trying to make them a little more serious and stuff, which I think is fun. I think my favorite iteration, if somebody wants to go and actually see it to kind of explain what the twins are like, go watch an episode of Teen Titans Go that talks directly about that. And it's hilarious because it's making fun of itself, but at the same time, you get all that history and everything about them. You're like, oh, okay, I understand who they are now. I think it's going to be fun. I think they're underrated heroes because I think it's one of these things to say you could totally take them really cool places.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's one that my mom even knows who the Wonder Twins is. Like I've
Jax and Jaina.
It's
Jax
Zan
and that's it.
Is it Zan and Jaina? Zan?
Maybe it's Zan and Jaina. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we have KG Appa from Riverdale, and then Isabella May from 1883, which is the prequel to Yellowstone. They're going to be their cast. We have it's directed by the Black Adam writer Adam Zitskill, and it's his directorial debut. He also, I think, co-wrote Rampage with also The Rock's in there. So I guess they like what he did on Black Adam, which is always kind of promising, and they're giving him a whole movie on
Black
HBO.
Adam. That's going to be good.
Oh, dude, Black Adam. I'm give me Dr. Fate all day long.
What?
So yeah.
Yeah, sure, why not?
You don't like Dr. Fate? Sorry, you don't like Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate?
It'll be fun. Like I'm just saying, like I'm more excited about The Rock as Black Adam because I called that for years. I was like, that's Black Adam. He will make an excellent Black Adam.
Well, you know what? You should be excited
He's
for
hurting his feelings.
James Bond as Dr. Fate.
James Bond. Yeah. Do you know what I'm excited about, Donovan? Pierce Brosnan is going to be Dr. Fate. Isn't that insane?
Pierce Brosnan from Mamma Mia is going to be Dr. Fate, Joel. It's going to be incredible. No,
you mean Pierce Brosnan from Grey Owl is going to be Dr. Fate?
Yes. I'm in. You got me hyped for it. No, Wonder Twins. Hey, give it all to me. HBO Max. It's kind of weird that it's HBO. Not weird. I think it's cool that they're doing like these smaller things on HBO Max.
Sure.
And maybe the idea
that's what Marvel's doing. It's a good idea.
It is a good idea. I like that they're doing movies though. Like I kind of wish Marvel would do movies because hey, don't be wrong. As much as I love Moon Knight, like I am loving Moon Knight. I am. We haven't talked about it yet, I guess, but I'm loving Moon Knight. But there's also a part of me that's like, man, I would like to see a 2-hour movie. That way I can watch it once and then watch it 7 more times, afterwards. Yeah. But
I think with this being episode 4 of Moon Knight, I feel like we're going to be talking about Moon Knight next Monday for sure.
Probably, yeah.
I think so too. Real quick, general impressions, because since we're on it, we're fixing to get off here in a couple minutes. Moon Knight, how are we feeling, Joel?
I'm feeling great about it, man. I mean, it just, like I said, it kills. Just like I'm sitting there and totally enthralled into the world. I keep wanting to see what happens next. It's pulled me in. It's pulled me in as much as Loki has, so I'm pretty stoked.
Same, yep.
It's my favorite Disney Plus thing because
that's your favorite? Wow.
It is because I've mentioned it on the pod. I mean, granted, I love Falcon. Like I love our conversation with Falcon. And I love most of Loki. I loved WandaVision. But I love that there's no homework involved with Moon Knight. And this is coming from somebody who likes the home. I like the homework. Like I'm in the homework.
That's true. They are telling you everything you need to know about it.
But there's no connection to the MCU, right?
No gems that have to be like, oh my gosh, this comic explores this thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think I love Ethan Hawke as an actor. Oscar Isaac, I love him as an actor. And it's just like, it's so nice getting... It's I love Shang-Chi is a huge part of my life in terms of just my background and history with my father and those kind of things, but I feel like I'm getting something that was different than what I've gotten in the MCU before, and I feel like okay, this is now this is to me the true Phase 4 where I'm getting a new character, a new origin story, and I care about this character. Like I love when he's Moon Knight and he's whipping ass, but I care about Steven and Mark's journey here. And that's why it's important, and I love it. I'm super.
I need to send this back to the agents. But are you Team Mark or Team Steven?
Oh, I'm Team Moon Knight, baby. No, I mean, obviously, I like Mark because he's the badass, and I like him.
But
all.
Is he?
I mean, there's a. Well, you should tune into podcast 2 for 1 to get all my thoughts on it. The episode just
tune in to our sister podcast 2 for 1.
Exactly. I mean, I like Mark. I mean, I like him being serious, and I like him just being an ass kicker and all these kind of things. There's some rumor that all this is in his head. There's no way. I think it's possible that maybe the third personality, which in the comics is Jake Lockley, I think that could maybe even be his real identity, and it's like a mix between Steven and Mark. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, maybe we'll find out this week. Who knows? You just don't. That's the cool thing with the show is like we were completely in the blind. No clue what they're going to do.
I love Khonshu. I love we're in Egypt.
Khonshu's really cool. Yeah.
I love the mummy vibes.
Yeah.
I love the tribunal. I love like the mythology.
Oh yeah, like last episode 3, I was like, this is basically a mix of Brendan Fraser's Mummy and Indiana Jones.
Totally is. Yeah.
Which the Mummy is really just an Indiana Jones ripoff, and
Sure.
it's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it. So.
Love it.
Well, about as much as Uncharted is basically somebody trying to make an Indiana Jones game and didn't get the rights.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, come on. It's totally
that's
there.
that's why it's my favorite video.
Yeah, no,
video
it's
game.
that's why I love it too. Yeah.
Video game series because it's for this Indiana Jones. Steelbook coming out in April or in May, I believe, for Uncharted. Already got it pre-ordered. Didn't really care for the movie that much. Okay, so speaking of Blu-rays, we have no new Blu-rays coming out tomorrow.
Nothing.
It's like new. It's new, right? We do have some re-releases. We have the Heavy Metal Collection from 1981 2000 or not 2000. That makes no sense. Heavy Metal
No,
Collection.
there was a Heavy Metal 2000. There was 2 of them. There was Heavy Metal, which came out in the 80s, and then Heavy Metal 2000.
Well, then I guess my reporting was correct. 1981 to 2000, the 4K collection there. We have In the Heat of the Night, which I guess is like a TV show from 67 to 71.
Oh, yeah, man. That was legit. There was a movie, then also the TV show. It talks about racism in Mississippi.
I'm glad you're here, Joe, because I didn't know this stuff. And then, of course,
Why do I feel old all of a sudden?
I've seen Heavy Metal, the first one, parts of it. And then, of course, we had The Cabin in the Woods, written by Joss Whedon, that old shithead, from 2011. So if you haven't seen that, go watch it. I think Chris Hemsworth's in that, so it's timely. It's timely if you haven't seen it. It's a decent horror film to the last 2 seconds. And yeah, that's all of our Blu-rays coming out tomorrow. I think there's a shit ton coming out next week, so we'll report more on that then. Yeah.
Random question real fast. I know we got a little short time. So you talking about like that shithead, yeah, Joss Whedon. Do you negate all of his work despite the fact that he's a terrible person now?
Nope, not at all.
That's the way thing. It's like despite Bill Cosby being who Bill Cosby is, and which is terrible, I'm still like, look, we can say what we want, but Dr. Huxtable didn't do nothing to nobody.
Yeah, no, last night
Bill Cosby
Matt mentioned I agree. Last night me and Matt we were watching Sonic, and Matt made a mention of we were talking about Kevin Spacey, and I said, he's still one of my favorite actors of all time. Like in terms of his performances, like LA Confidential and The Negotiator.
Oh yeah,
all day long. And I think he's an incredible actor, and that's just a thing that I kind of ran into in school, particularly the Me Too movement was happening and all this kind of stuff. I showed LA Confidential in class, and I said I kind of prefaced it with, I'm not sure I even needed to, but I did, like, hey, there's people in this production that have done things outside of this work that are not cool, right? And if that makes you uncomfortable, then you don't have to watch the movie, but you do have, we can talk about some other alternative thing. But I implore you to look at the work that all these other people involved with made, and look at the performance and the choices, and not look at the person behind those outside of this. Because also every movie ever made has like over 1,000 people per movie. I'm sure it's more than that. Mm-hmm. All those, there's got to be one in that 1,000 that's a bad apple. Like are we going to cancel every movie because the grip or the gaffer or the PA got arrested and did something horrendous? Like, it would be, every movie ever would be off the shelves. We would like start deleting movies from the archives because, like Gone with the Wind, because these people did things that are not cool today or just not cool in general. We can't do that.
There's other reasons we should get rid of Gone with the Wind, but whatever.
Yeah. Sure, but that's my point though. Like they're moments in time that reflect the history in the moment.
Sure.
And then also it's like Birth of a Nation. Like, should that movie be made today? Like, I wouldn't.
No,
make
you
it
can't
today.
make it today. But
I wouldn't make it. But it
had its impact. Yeah,
it's important in the history of humans in cinema at that particular point in time.
Yeah.
that's a little different than talking about Kevin Spacey and canceling all his movies. But again,
Totally.
a lot of people worked on those movies and they did nothing wrong. And
Yeah.
it's I get it's a complicated issue. That's how I feel about it. You asked.
Yeah, I was just curious about it. Yeah.
No, I know. I get passionate about those kind of questions. So,
Mhm.
but anyway,
yeah, I actually am a huge Charlie Chaplin fan, but let's be honest, Charlie Chaplin the person, oof,
I watched Chaplin for the Downey Jr. one for the first time last week.
it's excellent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't really care for it that much, honestly.
we'll talk later.
Yeah, I didn't care. I thought it was gonna be like a movie that I just looking at the poster and the trailer, I was like, this is a movie that like escaped me. That I'm gonna fall in love with, and I was kind of like watching it. I was like, man, this is kind of not what I expected. But I think he did a great job. So he got nominated for a Golden Globe, or he won a Golden Globe, and maybe he was nominated for Academy Award. I can't remember. Anyway,
Let's go ahead and finish up.
I appreciate it, Joel. How can we? I saw you had a new institutionalized video come out last week.
I do.
Yeah, so tell us about your channel and how people can find you.
You can find us on YouTube at Institutionalized, where we actually do reviews of all these wonderful things that are around the state of Arkansas that just shows you can do with your family. They're just quick, affordable, cheap things to do on a weekend. We reviewed this last episode, which just came up, is Wilma's Filipino Restaurant. It's probably one of my favorite restaurants in the state of Arkansas, in Cersei, Arkansas. Check it out.
What kind of food they have, Joel? I need to know.
Filipino food.
Oh, I should have caught that. Sorry. Luke, how can our listeners find all the cool things you do?
Yeah, the main two places are youtube.com/Luke Irvin. Get my thoughts on just latest movies, and then Agents of Mace podcast, where we're covering all things Marvel right now, Moon Knight.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm excited to get closer to finishing Moon Knight, and of course rolling into Doctor Strange. And I bet you guys are excited too on Agents of Mace. All right, guys. Of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. That way you can find all the cool things we do at 241 Studios. Again, youtube.com/241 Studios is the best place to consume the content. We have the weekly podcast. I believe we are doing episodes 2 through 4 of Halo this week. And of course, we're rolling into Moon Knight and Doctor Strange, just like Luke at Agents of Mace. And bit.ly/241mail if you want to write into the show. We'll answer the question. Your question on the show, just put 241 Joe in the title up above. Joel Williams is, you can be like Joel Williams one day. If you write it enough, you could be on the show itself. So Joel's living proof of living the dream. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much.
You can do it too.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys. Wonder Twins, activate. You can do. I appreciate you guys being on.
Form
the channel.
of super fan.
Yeah. Form of a mic. So I enjoy you guys being on here, and it's always fun.
In shape of a mic.
There we go. In shape of a mic. In form of electricity to go through the mic. So whatever it is, Anyway, thank you guys so much for being on. I'll catch you guys next time. We'll have more things to talk about. Of course, Thor dropped, and we'll have more to probably talk about. Things will probably start coming out in the trades about news on people being on set, Doctor Strange news, Moon Knight, Halo. All these other cool things are happening. I'll see you guys next week, and it's always a pleasure.
Peace.